Good evening, my loves. Welcome to our Friday late night live. It's been a wonderful week. I hope that you all enjoyed your fourth, enjoyed some time with your family. We are going to have a good time tonight. We are changing the late night live format. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm going doing specific topics, and I will only be broadcasting within my Love Attraction community. It is a free group, but you do have to join because we are very protective of the energy in there. And I want to make sure that everyone in there is there to attract more love into their lives. So if you want to access this exclusive content on Mondays and Wednesdays, you have to join my Love Attraction community. But on Friday, I will be broadcasting on my Facebook page and my YouTube as well. So, and Fridays will be Q&A. So you could send me your relationship issues. You can ask any questions about the lives that I've had for the week, or any questions you might have about love, relationships, marriage, divorce, co-parenting, whatever involving love, law of attraction, intention, all of that good stuff that you know we love to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic, fun Q&A. So I actually got a lot of good questions today. I'm going to do my best to get through them, but I don't want to be on here too long. So once it gets to like 25, 30 minutes, I'll probably cut it off from there and maybe save the questions for next Friday. And if you want to submit questions, if I get through the list and you want to submit questions, you can do so through the comments. I am monitoring the comments that are coming through StreamYard. All right, so awesome. The first question that I got was, what are your thoughts on opposites attracting, gender roles, and chivalry? Ooh, good stuff. We just going to get right into it, right? So my thoughts on opposites attracting, I have talked about this in previous videos. I do not believe that opposites attracting is usually a recipe for long-term success. I think usually when opposites attract, it's initially for fun. I see somebody saying, hey, Deanna, you have to grant StreamYard permission or they won't show me your name. But I see your comment, hey. So I don't necessarily agree that opposites attracting is the best way to secure long-term success in love and relationships. I think opposites attracting is usually more of like a fun, right now type of thing, or it could even be like trauma related or anything like that. So I don't necessarily agree in that. The more I talk about and the more I even learn about love attraction, I know that like attracts like. That's one of the laws of attraction. So you will fare much better if you look for people, well, not look for, but your intention is that you attract like-minded individuals. You don't have to be exactly the same. You can have varying interests and different things like that, but you should be aligned in regards to like what's important. In regards to gender roles, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of gender roles, but not in the way that most people limit it. I don't believe that gender roles are, okay, I'm the woman, I should always cook, I should always clean, I should this. But I do think there are gender specific things. I think that each couple should find what makes sense for them, what aligns with their beliefs. Karen, that's what I was thinking. I hear so many people say opposites attract. Girl, they do, but usually for bad reasons. But the gender roles. So like in my particular relationship right now, we do have some gender roles in regards to what is normally seen as gender roles, like kind of old school things like he's a provider, I am a stay at home fiance, soon to be wife, and mom. But I own a business. So there's a little meshing of the two there, but he does do a lot of the typically male, well, seen as male responsibilities. Like he takes out the trash, he's building things, he's doing all the heavy lifting, opening the doors. He's the one that's, getting up in the middle of the night when there are noises or things like that. He's protector, provider. Um, yeah. And me, I am the nurturer. I'm the planner. I'm the one that keeps everything kind of flowing. I like to think of myself as the thermometer. I keep the temperature in the home comfortable, right? So those are pretty traditional gender roles, but I also run a business. My fiance supports that. Um, I'm also, very outspoken and we make decisions together. So that's not usually something that's seen in traditional gender roles. Um, but I think that they can be good. I think that they can be good if you discuss your expectations and you work out what makes sense for you. What would make both of you happy in the relationship? We found what works for us. All right. And then chivalry. I've always been a believer and supporter in chivalry. Um, I believe that when men are chivalrous, opening doors, walking on the outside of the street, carrying the heavy things, really just catering to women, I believe it allows women the opportunity to relax into their femininity. And there is a beautiful kind of dance that happens when a man is chivalrous. I think it allows the woman to be softer, to be more in tune with her natural feminine, which is very attractive to the man. And it just provides a different flow. So I definitely support chivalry. Next question. How do you know when you're ready for marriage? How do you know when you're ready for marriage? This is a great question. I think before you consider marriage, you should consider whether or not you would marry yourself. So before thinking about marrying somebody else, think about how you behave, how you react to negative things or things going wrong or different moods or different scenarios. Think about how you process pain. Think about what previous relationship trauma may have occurred, what previous relationship decisions you made that weren't smart. Think about the mistakes you've made in previous relationships. Have you rectified them? Have you learned what makes you happy? Have you learned how to be good company? Have you learned what matters most to you? So when you meet a mate, what role are they fulfilling? What space are they taking up in your life? So I believe that before marriage is even on the table, there should be a lot of self-reflection and self-work. You are ready for marriage when you are ready to stop being self-centered. When you are ready to incorporate another person into your dreams, your space, your habits, your future. If you're ready to do all of that, if you are ready to communicate even when you're uncomfortable, that means your boundaries, but also when you have to communicate with someone else about their boundaries or what they're doing. So you're ready for marriage when you've done your self-reflection, when you've thought about what type of person you are and would you marry yourself, That's when you're ready for marriage and you're ready to share and incorporate another person into your future, into your goals, into your space, into your everything. When you are ready to merge with another person and consider their thoughts, feelings, habits for every part of your life, then you're ready for marriage. Next question. These were really good. Shout out to my sis Karen. You sent some really good stuff. Um, Divorce and breakup, and there's a bunch of questions that are this. So I'm gonna just break it down and answer them one at a time. So, how long did it take you to feel at peace about divorce and breakup? Um, I don't think I'm totally at peace, to be honest. I'm still working through some of my disappointment. So, and this has very little to do with my ex and everything to do with myself. I do a lot of self-reflection and I'm always looking for my own patterns. I'm always looking for where I can trace a behavior, an action, a thought, like what is the root of it. And I'm still working through that. So I don't have complete peace about my pending divorce. I don't have a complete peace about it. I do have peace about the decision I made, which was to leave the marriage and end it. I have complete peace about that. I have complete peace about the life that I have begun creating with my fiance, moving on to that part of my life. I have complete peace about that, but I'm still working through the peace within myself, like making sure I learned the lessons and I don't take any baggage into my new relationship and marriage. So I would say that I probably have about 80% peace. So how long will it take else? The answer varies. I think the more work you put into yourself, the faster you will have peace. The more you look at your role and the part you played in it, and you can identify mistakes or areas of development, areas where growth was needed, I think you will have much more peace and a lot faster. So that is what I would recommend for anyone that is going through a breakup, going through a divorce. Focus on what you can learn. It's painful. There's regret, there's sadness, there's even anger. But if you can allow yourself to feel those things because they're real, but try to get through those feelings about the other person quickly and progress yourself towards focusing on yourself because that's what really matters. I never thought to separate the two. Thanks for that. You're very welcome. What did you do to help with the process? So I think I kind of answered that. What I did to help with my process is I was honest about it. I was honest about being hurt. I was honest about being embarrassed. I was honest about it not being what I wanted, really, in my heart of hearts. I wanted to only be married one time. I wanted to the fairy tale. I wanted all of those things until I allowed myself to feel the disappointment, feel the sadness, feel the hurt, feel the regret. I wasn't able to move on until I did that. So that's what I think will help with your process. Allow yourself the feelings about the person and then bring the focus to yourself and be honest with yourself. Be honest about your patterns, your decisions. Be honest about this that you had that you ignored, and be honest about why. The why is huge. So that's what I would recommend because that's what helped my process. I allowed myself to feel everything. I didn't stay focused on the other person too long. I moved very quickly to myself. And then I got really honest about it, figured out my whys, my patterns, and all of that. Focus on self and self-love. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. How is co-parenting? For me, co-parenting is not going how I would like it to go. It's pretty non-existent at this point. We are not in a good place where emotions can be separated from the main goal, which is parenting the children. I pray and set intentions daily about this, but I have learned to operate in the space and just thank God for the progression and thank God for the support that I do have. And thank God that my children have a healthy environment and they have a healthy mom. And it would be great if the co-parenting would improve, but even if it never does, my children won't lack for anything. They are gaining a wonderful bonus dad who's amazing and supports my co-parenting efforts and wants the same thing for the children, for them to have a healthy relationship with their father, and for me to have a healthy relationship with him. So I pray it gets better, but for me, it's not great right now. How did you determine when to introduce your new spouse to the kids? This is probably not popular. It's a bit extreme, but it's what I decided. I did not feel comfortable with involving my children in dating. I did not think that they should be a part of dating. I believe that my children should only be introduced to people who are going to be in their lives and play a significant role. So for me, they did not meet my fiance until he was my fiance. And when they met him, he was a friend, and he was a friend for a while, just a friend. And that's how I determined to do it. I determined it based off of the role that my fiance was going to play in my children's lives. And he didn't need to meet them until then. He knew what type of a mother I was. We shared information about our children. Was very open about it, and he was very supportive, which was yet another reason why I knew he was the one for me. All of the boundaries I had, all of the guidelines, he respected them and actually encouraged them. Like, he didn't push me to do anything different. He absolutely accepted it and encouraged me to be open about my boundaries. So my advice to anyone that is, starting to date after a long-term relationship or marriage and kids are involved, I'm not saying you have to be as extreme as I was, but I would be very careful about that. Children don't need to meet everyone that you're interviewing, right? I feel like they only need to meet the person who gets the job. So, next question. What is something you used to believe about love or relationships but no longer do? Ooh, you gonna make me say it. I used to believe that love was all you needed. Ooh, and I used to swear people down. I used to swear people down that if you had real love, you could get through anything. And I definitely don't believe that no more. Love is not enough. I don't even think love should be the foundation. Love for self, love in a godly way can be the foundation, but there needs to be alignment with future goals, aspirations, work ethic, beliefs about money, beliefs about abundance, beliefs about gender roles and how to operate a family. That's way more important than love. Love can be built. Love can be built based on alignment. If you are aligned when it's important, love will naturally grow. But what I found, when you are just so sold out on love, usually it's not even the pure healthy love. It's usually attachment, trauma bonding, infatuation, all of that. So yeah, I don't believe that no more. I hope no one else does either. Love is important. Love is amazing. Love is everything, but there are layers to it. And there's things that should come before it. There's things that are necessary in order to experience transformational love. So I'll keep it at that. The next question. I notice you keep your fiance private. All in my business. Why did you make the decision to do that? Very good question, though. When me and my fiance first started dating, we talked about social media and we talked about our beliefs about safeguarding what we were building. We knew enough about each other and we knew the potential was there for a long term and for marriage very early. So we made a very conscious decision to protect as we were building. We believe that when you're building a foundation, you don't need outside sources for much. It really should be you all learning each other, all talking about your beliefs and your desires, and you making the rules for your own relationship without being influenced by other people's comments, their judgment, and things like that. And the funny thing is, we decided that we weren't going to like publicly like post each other and things like that. But we weren't like hiding it. We would still talk about each other, different things like that, where it was appropriate. I talk about him when it's appropriate, when it makes sense. But I don't feel the need to constantly talk about him to justify my relationship or to justify each. I literally, when I do talk about him, it's usually for motivation, or it's usually because I'm just so overwhelmed with love. That's what's pouring out. That's what I feel led to share. But we also have two previous mates who are not in the same space of healing as we are. They are not as evolved and they are not as ready to move forward. So we also made a conscious decision that until we were married, we weren't going to like publicly really show too much of that. And I believe we made the right decision. I believe we're not hiding, but we're just not sharing. So I see a couple of people who have checked in and you did not grant StreamYard the permission to share. So it's just saying Facebook user. I know one of my elite sisters is probably Jackie because she is always supporting. But I see you guys checking in. Thank you so much for commenting. I have a couple more questions. Oh, and I like this. This one is personal. I haven't started dating yet, but how did you include the kids or get their validation? Or what did you look for to make sure as a mother moving forward with this guy was okay with your children? That's a great question. When we got engaged, it was private between he and I. Our parents were told and everything, close friends, but nothing like public. And when we decided, he was going to meet the kids, we talked about it like, hey, we're friends. We're not going to display any affection in front of them. We're just going to introduce you as my friend. And we're just going to do fun family things together and see what happens. See how the energy goes. See how they gravitate towards you. See if they receive you well. And in doing so, I believe we removed any pressure, and we created a space for them to just be themselves and have fun and meet mommy's friend. And as they saw how he treated me, opening doors, walking on the outside, helping me with them, catering to them, making sure they were always taken care of and what they needed. And we did fun things. And we just slow kind of walked that for a while. When I saw them opening up, when he would come around, they wouldn't even pay me no attention anymore. When they started to talk about him and ask about him when he wasn't around, I was like, okay, they're feeling him. And then my fiance decided to do another proposal, and he included the kids in it. So he talked to them about us getting married and, asked them what they thought and if they approved and all of that, and included them. So that's how I knew. It was very slow, very deliberate. He was introduced as a friend, and I just watched their interactions, watched them warm up to him. And as they let me know, that's when I was like, okay, cool. That's beautiful. Thank you. Hey Pamela. I have a few other questions. I'm gonna try to get through them. What does a person need to do to apply the law of attraction to finding love? That's a great question, because that is everything that I do. So I did a series on the laws of attraction so that you would know specifically, like in general, what they mean. In order to apply it to finding love, attracting love, we don't find that. You would need to study what the laws are, and you would need to look at how you can implement that. So like attracts like. Be the partner you want to attract. That's an easy way to start incorporating that. So I would say just look up the laws of attraction and input like love in relationships and how you can do that. The easiest way, though, go back to my YouTube and take a look at my series, The Law of Attraction. It was a 3-part series. I walk you through what they mean and how to incorporate it. So do that. That's a cheat code. What are some things that tell a person they might not be healed from childhood trauma that is affecting them in finding love? I would say, look at your relationship with your parents and your siblings. If you are triggered by certain things within your parental relationship and your sibling relationship, chances are there's unhealed trauma there. And look at what you've been attracting. What types of mates have you been attracting? And look at your opposite sex parent. So if you're a woman, you want to look at your relationship with your dad. What about that are you seeing in your relationships? Is there something there that isn't healthy, that doesn't feel good, that isn't bringing you joy or peace? That's a good place to start. If you're a man, you want to look at your relationship with your mom. How much time do you spend with your mom? Do you enjoy time with her? Is she a burden? And then look at the women that you've attracted and entertained. Do you see any similarities? Are there any things that kind of jump out at you that trigger you? I think that's the best way to tell if you have anything unhealed from your past, your childhood. Great question. Very good place to start. Absolutely. What are some of the things a couple can do to keep growing and developing their relationship. Ooh, you gonna get me to talking. I'm gonna be talking on this one. I love this. And this was asked by a man. Absolutely love this. Some of the things a couple can do to keep growing and developing their relationship. You absolutely prioritize your relationship. Prioritize it. And make time for your relationship. For each couple, it might be different. Some couples may want to do it weekly. Some couples may want to have daily things that they do. Some couples, once a month is good. But I would say make sure that you prioritize considering your relationship. Are you having date nights? Are you having meaningful conversation beyond how was your day? That's such a general thing. It can get things started, but get more specific. When your mate tells you about their day, recall something specific. Hey, babe, I know you had a meeting today. How was your meeting? Did you present? Did you feel confident about your presentation? You have any follow-up things that you need to do? That's a great way. Like, be specific, listen to them and follow up so they know they were heard. They know that you care about it. I would also say, like, something that me and my fiance do, we always have something coming up to look forward to. Whether it's a date activity, a vacation, a milestone, we always have something that can get us in this good space that we can connect on. So right now, we have a really special date coming up in a couple of weeks. We're doing this specific activity that we've been talking about for a while, and we finally, we're going to have a babysitter and we can make the time to do this, right? So I notice, like, every week we're like getting excited about it, talking about what we're going to do when we're there, talking about how we're going to enjoy it. And just, it gives us something that is positive. That's not about work. That's not about responsibilities, but it's all about how we're connecting. So we're very purposeful that way. So think about that. I see date nights. Absolutely. Date nights are key. And don't just let it be the same thing every date night. Like, the movies are played out, going out to eat is cool. Like, we know those are the typical things. Try to throw in an activity, a sip and paint. They have like trap bingo here. Oh, I'm so ready for that. Recently, if you're following me on TikTok or Instagram, I did a little reel about a date activity that we just did, where it was like a crafting thing. We had so much fun. So much fun. So doing different activities will allow you to see your partner in a different light. It will bring out different skills they might have. Like, I was over there loving how patient my fiance is. I was so annoyed at the manual labor. Like, I was like, this is not for me. But I had a good time. We had fun. We were joking the whole time. So yeah, look up fun, different activities. Go do a class together. Do a different workout class. Yes, trap bingo. I want to try that. I'm telling you, I'm all about finding the unique date activities. Some of them I come up with on the fly. He's good at it too. Like, once I tell him things that I'm interested in, he'll find the stuff. So those are my tips for, like, keeping kind of the romance going in the relationship and growing and developing. So developing, we read books together. We watch videos on relationships. We have a foundation built on godly principles. So we do watch a lot of sermons about marriage, how to prepare for it. So that's what we're doing because we're in the engaged phase. So depending on where you are in your relationship, I would say do things that will prepare you for the next level. Think about where you're going and start planning for that. Start doing activity will help you elevate to that next level. And this is I have, ooh, 3 more questions. Okay. What are some of the stigmas about divorce that keeps people in unhappy, unfulfilled, or toxic marriages? Oh, I'm triggered, but I'm always aiming to assist. So I'm going to be very transparent about this. Some of the stigmas about divorce: you're a failure, you're a quitter. If you're religious or have a spiritual background, there's a lot of religious people that will say it's not godly. God hates divorce. You'll hear that. I heard that a lot. I know I got a lot of opinions about staying with the father of your children is always best. It's always best for kids to have both of their parents. So that was difficult. Another stigma was I'm a relationship coach. So I definitely felt pressure about, how can you advise other people if your marriage failed? So I had to do a lot of self-reflecting, and with the help of some very good colleagues in the coaching profession and close friends who shared with me, like, no, you'll actually probably be able to help more people now because you can tell them what to avoid. You can tell them what goes wrong from, firsthand experience. So I would say, the stigmas are usually, you're a quitter, you're selfish. Well, that's a good one. You're selfish because you want to be happy and have peace and experience growth and experience abundance, and you want to feel God. Because all of those things you don't feel in a toxic, unfulfilled marriage that's not growing. It's harder to feel the presence of God when you are stressed, when you're constantly unfulfilled. You are the villain of the story. Absolutely. If you're the person that decides to leave, or decides, like, you're the first one who brings up divorce or parting ways, you're absolutely the villain. You're the bad person. You're breaking up a family. You're breaking up a home. And I say this with full assurance, and this is from a woman who's going through a divorce. Any marriage that does not last, it took two people. So both people play a part in it. No matter if someone cheated, if there was like a grave dishonoring moment, it doesn't matter. There are two people in a marriage. So no matter what, you both play a part in the demise of a marriage. And usually the person who can accept that and look at themselves, they usually move on and are happy faster. The person that stays on victim island and wants to see the other person as just a villain, they stay stuck. Don't do that. All right, next question. What are some of the things that will let you know you found your person? When you're happy by yourself, you love your own company, you enjoy life, you are growing, you feel good about yourself, all alone. And then this person comes along and you feel even better. Like, you were already feeling great and didn't even think there was another level of feeling good. And this person exposes you to another level of happiness. That You'll know you found your person when they bring certain qualities and skills and assets to your life that even if you possess those same things, they put a different twist on it. I'm seeing some wise words of pregnancy. I'm not sure how that where that might have went, because sometimes the comments are coming in a little late. They allow you to see life through a different filter. Yes. You'll also know that you found your person when you grow, right? You grow. I feel smarter. I've learned so much from my fiance. I've grown in my faith in God, faith in my capabilities to manifest and to attract everything I set my mind to. Ooh, I already just thought I was God's favorite before. Now I like know it without a shadow of a doubt. And that is a direct reflection of his involvement in my life and his support. Um, that's another way you'll know you found your person. Their support feels like a blanket, like a soft blanket. Like it just surrounds you and it gives you so much comfort and you feel so warm and cozy. They support your dreams, they support your aspirations, they support your intentions, your goals, your desires. Because of their involvement in your life, you believe in yourself more. That's the biggest thing to me. What they bring into your life helps you love yourself more, see yourself in a greater light. Their presence in your life makes yourself more clear to yourself. That's how you'll know. And the final question, this is a lighthearted one. It's fun. Unless you guys submit questions in the chat, because I'm watching those. If you have a question, go ahead and submit it there. I will answer one or two more if you submit them in the comments now. The last question that I have that was submitted earlier is, how important do you think physical attraction is? I think that when it's really right and it's really healthy, you won't have to sacrifice anything. Meaning you're not going to get an amazing man that you can't stand to look at. That's not the one. Like, I believe that all of it is important. You need to be attracted to their physical. You need to be attracted to their mind, how they think, how they talk. You need to be attracted to their soul, their being. So attraction is important, but I don't think I wouldn't lead with it. I've told this story before, but I had a list of what I wanted all my life. And usually the beginning of the list was like dark skin, right? Physical attributes, like attraction things, like physical attraction things. The one time I didn't even write anything about the physical, I got everything I ever wanted in a man, and he's fine to me. I love looking at him. I desire him so much. But I wasn't focused on it. I wasn't focused on it at all. I was focused on attributes, characteristics, his belief system. Those are the things that are important. Like the physical, it's nice and it does need to be there. I do believe you need to have physical attraction, but it fades. And I don't care how good a person looks, when they ain't doing right by you, they don't look that fine no more. But if a person is doing right by you, they're always going to look better. So I would lead with the actual attributes, but I do believe there should be some physical. I just think it will probably come more easily when you focus on the non-physical. These were awesome questions. And I had an amazing time. I went a little overtime, like, but it was just so good. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me, for commenting. It's been so cool. Remember to support by liking, leaving comments, and make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. We are on our road to monetization. So that is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I need y'all going back, looking at my old videos too, making sure you're liking those and commenting on those as well. For the late night lives, Monday and Wednesday will be topic based, and they will be exclusively for my Love Attraction community. So if you want to see all of my videos, you better get in the Love Attraction community. It's a free Facebook group. Get involved, you know? And Friday will be Q&A. So you can submit questions to me starting Wednesday night, Wednesday live, and I will compile them all and I'll answer them just like this, Q&A style, every Friday. You can submit your own relationship scenarios if you like. You can ask me personal questions, or you can ask general advice. It's completely up to you. Nothing is off the table when it comes to love, attraction, relationships, marriage, divorce. That's my wheelhouse, okay? So it'll always be 10 p.m. Central Standard, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard for my people on the East Coast. So Monday through Wednesday is the topic, only in the Love Attraction community. Friday, it's broadcasted everywhere, and it's Q&A. So thank you so much for tuning in. My goal is not for, you know, the live to be, you know, good. I want the live to be helpful. So it's my intention that you heard something that will assist you on your journey, your Love Attraction journey. And I will see you all in my Love Attraction community. Remember, God is love. We are of God. So attracting love is easy, especially when you have me as your guide. Good night. I love you all.